Good evening. First, as midnight strikes tonight, masks will no longer be a legal requirement in Jersey. Instead, the decision on whether or not they need to be worn will fall on individual businesses. And if you are already thinking that could throw up a few questions, well, you'd be right.
For example, with the laws on their way out, where does this leave companies? And when and where might islanders still need to wear them? Alex Spiceley has this report.
After 2 years, people in Jersey may have been looking forward to an end of sights like these. But by moving from a law for all public buildings to individual policies for every business, you might be seeing more of them.
How would you describe the situation that we're going to be in tomorrow?
Confused. The strict letter of the law is this, that sort of anybody running a business has a health and safety obligation to take reasonable care for the health and safety of everybody on their premises. So if that means wearing masks according to health and safety, then that's where we'll go.
And with a number of companies already going in different directions, it could make for a confusing few months.
Anyone not wearing a mask on the bus will be refused travel, but if you arrived at the airport by taxi, then it would have been down to your own choice, although some companies we've spoken to today say they still haven't formed their policies. Then when you arrive at the airport, you don't have to wear one, but staff are urging you to wear them for your safety and theirs. Then they will become mandatory again when you board your flight.
It's mandated to wear masks on board planes and on board vessels. So what we're doing is recommending that people start their journey at the terminal building wearing their masks. We can only tell them what the rules are when they get onto the plane or when they get on board the boat.
And with businesses already in crisis when it comes to staffing, they fear losing any more employees to sickness would make it impossible to do their jobs.
A couple of weeks ago we had 8 people off, either with COVID or isolating, and because we're a fairly small team, losing that number of people has a massive impact on the services that we can offer. We've had to close surgeries, we've had to reduce the number of animals we're seeing. We have several members of staff who are still in the vulnerable or highly vulnerable group, and it's our obligation to protect their health.
While the government's changes may be a sign of better things to come, for now businesses are asking for a few more months of patience.
Well, things might be looking rather different here tomorrow at Liberation Station, and that's because the recommendation to work from home is also being lifted. So it might be a lot busier than we've become used to in more recent months. As well as that, people travelling into the station will still have to wear a mask while on a bus, but once they're into the building itself, then they don't need to. Now, similar rules were lifted in Guernsey last week, and a fair few number of people are still choosing to wear their mask, and it might be the same here in Jersey. And that's because we're being encouraged to follow the rules of the businesses that we use, but also make our own judgment if we're in a space that feels crowded, cramped or confined.
Alex, thank you.